Take two. It's a scrimmage for all of us. Hey, I did better than the ESPN2 crew did, by the way. So we are take two. If you saw take one, you're one of the few.
Nobody saw take one. We don't have to talk about it. Just don't acknowledge it. Move on.
Don't know what you're talking about. Graham, G-Day. Dude, we saw the Dawgs for the first time since winning the national championship in Indianapolis. It was pretty great, and we got a lot of offense and some defense. But what are your initial takeaways from the game?
Yeah, I was really impressed with just the volume of talented pass catchers. There was some young guys on defense that I thought really shined and answered some questions there. Some questions in the secondary, I think, in terms of sort of what that group's going to look like come the Oregon game on Labor Day weekend. Like, I think we know Chris Smith and Ringo and William Poole are sort of known commodities, but who's going to fill that other boundary corner spot? Who's going to fill that free safety position opposite of Smith? So, there's definitely, we've got a ton to get into for sure. What's always hard about G-Day is, we're looking at both sides of the ball and evaluating 22 guys per clip instead of 11. So there's quite a lot to look at.
All right, well, let's just jumping right into it. You've got the first play of the game lined up here, and then maybe we'll dig into some sort of just BSing at the end of it. So with that.
Hey, Josh, do we have a feed going right now?
We should. I'm recording. Okay. We're live. Let me see here.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good. All right, cool.
I just didn't see the. Never mind.
Yeah, no, we're good. All right. Nope. There we go. And here's clip one. You seeing it?
Nope. I just have our logo.
I am live with it on air. The clip. Hang on. Yeah, what are you? I know why. 10 seconds. Do not kill this feed. I got you. Hang on. One.
There we go.
There we go.
Sorry. Okay.
So this is what happens when you hustle out a G-Day review. Okay. All right. And let's start clip one over again. Clip one of the first play of the game.
Yeah, so good opening play. Just getting to see good on good with A.D. Mitchell on Ringo here. Good job by Mitchell getting inside of Ringo, and solid work by McClendon at right tackle. As you rewatch this, he does a good job working that rusher kind of outside and creating a nice little window for Stetson to throw the ball in there. Easy lane for him to pass into.
All right, clip two is next.
So second snap and two of what I think were the MVPs of the day show up already. You're going to see number 93, Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, right there. Shoot that gap. And then, Tresman Marshall, he's going to come in and fill right behind Ingram Dawkins. Keep in mind, this is the first team offensive line that Ingram Dawkins is going up against. So that's Xavier Truss and Broderick Jones that he's coming in between there at left guard and left tackle. So him and Marshall, Tresman Marshall, number 15, inside linebacker. We're going to say their names a couple dozen times today.
Clip three.
Yep. We got Todd Monken doing what Todd Monken does when Kenny McIntosh is on the field, which is throw him wheel routes. Number 10 is Javon Davis-Johnson. He's going to be a great one. He's probably the next great inside linebacker at Georgia, but there's just not that many linebackers who are going to stay with number 6 downfield. And I feel like today was a little tease of what we're going to see coming up this season with McIntosh being kind of the feature back, him and Milton being the feature backs in this offense, because he runs routes like a wide receiver and catches the ball like a wide receiver and is just extremely elusive. So it's going to be fun.
Clip 4. All right, this is the replay of that, right?
Yeah. So what I was going to show you, just if you look at the offensive line, like Carter is right there, and Devin Willock does, he gets bull rushed a little bit, but he does a decent job of holding up. He does enough to let Stetson get that pass off and float it out there to him. I mean, nobody in college football has been able to block Jalen Carter one-on-one. So if you can get a stalemate there where it doesn't blow up the play and you're in a one-on-one situation with Jalen Carter, I think you got to consider that a win if you're the offensive coordinator. And then so we're going to see Willick. He's the right guard here, and he's huge and he's athletic, and he just creates a wall for running backs to just pick behind. And good rep by Warren McClendon at right tackle on Nolan Smith. He's going to do a nice job kind of, sealing him off and letting McIntosh pick through there. But I thought the offensive line came out early and did a pretty good job when you consider you have, two new guys at both guard spots, Truss at left guard, Willick at right guard, and then Broderick Jones kind of coming into his first, season as the incumbent starter at left tackle. And then here we're going to see these guys work again. Look at this push from Van Pran, Willick, and McClendon. So center to the right side of the line. And more importantly, that is Eric Gilbert blocking Jalen Carter one-on-one. He doesn't pancake him or handle him totally, but he does enough to let Milton bounce outside, which is absolutely freaky because we're going to see all the other things he can do as a pass catcher. But just really, really impressed that he's able to get in that rep with Carter and do enough to let the running back scoot free.
Clip 7, here we go.
Yeah, so watch on this play, Chaz Chambliss, 32. He's on the left edge for the defense and does a really nice job coming in, crashing down, basically kind of coming in there behind McClendon's backside and making the play.
Yeah, and then the next play, number 8 here.
So Chambliss is a true edge rusher, right? But Tyrone Ingram-Dawkins is the guy on the right edge for this play. He's a defensive tackle. I mean, he came to Georgia at 300 pounds. He may be lighter now, but he's going to get a really good rush upfield on Broderick Jones, which is wild for a guy his size. That is, we can't compare anybody to Travon Walker, right? But that is a Travon Walker-like play, being 280, 290, and being athletic enough to line up on the edge of the defense like that and, move Broderick Jones back into the lap of the quarterback for a guy that is a redshirt freshman. That's pretty wild.
All right, skipping to clip 10, right?
Yep. So I mean, this is the touchdown pass to Eric Gilbert. He goes from winning a one-on-one blocking rep against Jalen Carter to catching a ball between two defenders and catches it effortlessly. Georgia has not had a middle of the field threat like that. Maybe ever, man. I mean, a guy that's that big, has that soft of hands, and then is just that comfortable in his routes. It's weird. I mean, it really is kind of one of those things where he, by football terms, maybe shouldn't quite exist.
Christopher Smith's not a small guy, and he's just...
No, he looks tiny. He looks like he's hanging off of him.
All right, now we're gonna go to 24, right?
Yep. So the way if you guys are watching it at home, which we hope you are, we're gonna do this basically with all of the black team plays, and then we'll go back through all the red team plays.
And you'll note, hopefully you can see that the G-Day clip 24, so you can reference this stuff when you talk to Graham or whatever. We're trying to get more interactive with this material and keep our nomenclature the same. So, hey, you see it down there at the bottom of the screen now. We've got clip 24 with all that. I'll stop talking now.
No, thanks for doing that. That's awesome. Javon Bullard is 22. He's going to be the guy that bats this pass down. I thought he did some nice things today. Bennett really telegraphs this. I'm 90% sure this is an RPO, and he, really kind of stares this down. It's just kind of a, both receivers coming inside here.
Yeah.
And
Javon, I mean, he doesn't move off his spot. He knows what's coming right here. He just,
totally. Yeah. And it's just, I think that's You do that in an SEC game, it could be 6 the other way, truthfully. Especially throwing it into a DB instead of like a defensive tackle. Like that's very dangerous. So next play, we've got really good coverage by Ringo. The Stetson Bennett haters are going to see this play and scream that this is underthrown. As you watch this clip, I want you to realize that Ingram Dawkins and Jalen Carter are both bearing down on Stetson. And Ingram Dawkins also has the presence of mind to jump up and try to bat this pass down. So it changes the launch angle and trajectory of this pass pretty significantly. It's not an arm strength issue is really what I want to try to make clear here.
Yeah, he's got to definitely change his throw on that. And you're right, it is higher, and that's going to make a shorter throw. It's a good play by Ringo, nonetheless.
Very good play by Ringo, for sure. Yeah, he looked pretty good today. So here's my guy again. I'm claiming him now before anyone else can. Tresman Marshall, number 15. He was really, really impressive in coverage today. He probably should have had a pick there, but like against the athletes that Georgia has on offense, an inside linebacker is almost always going to be in trouble that far downfield. And we saw him far downfield in coverage a lot today, and he never really found himself in trouble. He was great. And again, it's another kind of bad decision throw from Stetson. Stared that down a little bit and should have gone elsewhere. But
I mean, Stetson was, throwing balls. I mean, there was no confidence that was taken away from Smart. He said he's the quarterback at the end of the game. I'm sure you guys have all checked out the pressers.
Of course, he was.
Yeah.
Do you think if he had thrown 5 interceptions, he would have said he was
exactly. So we're not going to talk about Stetson that much in terms of his position and place on this team. So
yeah, for sure. So Brock Bowers. I'm sorry, not Brock Bowers. Brock Vandegrift in the game here, and this is a really impressive throw, right? Like it's a weird window, kind of weird, weird slot arm angle for him to throw from.
I was actually listening to the radio call, and Howard actually talks about this live. He's like, he changes the slot angle of his throw and gets it underneath. I mean, it was kind of, so I think these guys have seen more practice than a lot of folks. So I think this is a common theme with Brock, is that he can change his arm angle and sling it underneath.
Yeah, him and Beck both. We saw that a lot from both of them today. And, that used to be really discouraged. And then Patrick Mahomes, tore up the NFL, and everybody's like, oh, well, it's pretty awesome when a guy can sidearm the ball on the run. So here we're going to see, watch Jalen Carter, 88. You guys know him by now. He's lined up at that left D tackle position, but he's borderline unblockable, man. I mean, McClendon doesn't do a bad job here. Carter is just quicker and more athletic than a defensive tackle should be, and he gets there anyways, despite having to loop around and get to the ball.
All right. We are on clip 40 next.
Correct.
All right. Sorry, I've got every single play in here, so it's keep me honest.
So yeah, I mean, this is just Kenny McIntosh putting the dream shake on Zion Logue here in the open field. I think if I had to pick one guy to right now who I think will lead the team in all-purpose yards, it's got to be him, right? But I mean, this move is silly, and then he manages to get back past Dan Jackson as well. Although Jackson was in a no-contact jersey, so probably changed how that played out.
Wearing the number 17, he's upgraded from the 47.
Yeah, he's going places. Nice job by Nolan Smith here, staying with Eric Gilbert. As we're going to see throughout this show, that's not an easy thing to do. And the thing that matters more for UGA's future from this play is watching number 93 again. So he's one-on-one with Broderick Jones as we watch this play. Obviously, Broderick Jones is going to be your left tackle at the top of the line. And, he's going to just basically bolt, upfield and kind of cut inside of him like that. It's Broderick Jones just played an almost flawless second half of football against Alabama in the national title game, where he was having to, block Will Anderson at times. And play against a bunch of like future NFL guys in their front seven, and you've got a guy coming out and winning reps with him against like consistently like this. It's pretty wild to see. So skipping forward a little bit again, we're at 52.
I hope so. Yes,
Perfect.
we are.
So this is impressive by Bullard. He's going to read Bennett's eyes in the zone, and it's going to be nice working coverage again by Marshall. Bullard is going to be the guy that's kind of hanging out in the flat there. He's sitting in his zone, but he's checking out Seether, the tight end, to make sure that the ball's not going there. And he sees Stetson staring downfield, and well before Stetson ever throws this, he starts backpedaling and is back there to make this play with Marshall as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just not really a throw you want to see Stetson Bennett making at this point, in my opinion. It's a little bit concerning, I guess.
53, hopefully.
Yep. So Georgia has yet another tight end, right? Like this Seether kid was pretty impressive today. And yes, you've got, I mean, what I'm pining for here is there a chance that at least once, just to like appease the masses, Todd Monken will run like 05 personnel and roll out with Gilbert, Washington, Bowers, Delp, and Seether.
Todd, don't, just because I don't have a code for that. I don't have an 05 code in my spreadsheet. So just, maybe throw a wide receiver number on him just for that one play. You can trot out 5 tight ends on me, but just
it's all the more reason to do
it. All right. Where are we? 55?
55. So yeah, watch Ingram Dawkins again. 93. He's going to split Van Pran and Truss. This dude is just an absolute problem. I mean, look at that rush coming upfield. That's, they call it a sack on the field. I'm going to go ahead and say this now, and it's going to sound overreactionary, and maybe it somewhat is, but I really like having watched this a couple times now, and just sort of concentrating on him on a lot of these plays. I think in like a few years, there's going to be like some tweet by, like Sports Center, or, 24/7 Sports, or, somebody on Twitter with a blue check mark that wants to drive engagement. It's going to be like, the mind blown emoji. And it's going to be like, in 2021, Georgia had the following first round defensive tackles in their, all in their room at the same time. And it's going to be like Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt, Jalen Carter, Tyree Ingram Dawkins. He's going to be in that group with those guys. Like he's that kind of special, in my opinion.
Let's hope so. I mean, let's make it defensive tackle U, make it tight end U, make it RB U, and let's go. And let's just win a couple of these. I'm going to get trashed if anybody's still watching this. That's a quote tweet, right? Waiting to happen. But all right, sorry. I'm going to stop talking, let you keep going. 56.
Cool. So good route by Rosemy here. Nice to see him back on the field. Last time we saw him, he was blocking for Brock Bowers, and we talked about that, right? Like the little things that he does well matter, and it will get him opportunities to be on the field, and he's going to get targets. But I thought he was the best route runner on Georgia's football team in 2020, and I think he has the potential to still be in 2022. And he's just really, really good working the inside of the field. And I think especially with Burton gone, we saw Burton's route tree was really, really extensive last year. That was something you did a great job of pointing out a couple times, of listing all the routes that he was asked to run. And I think with him gone, Marcus Rosemy, Jackson is the guy that can come in and run every route in the playbook and do it really precisely. And I think Todd Monken will we'll use him, and you'll see him on the field a lot for that reason alone.
Yeah, I mean, it just jumps out at you when you collect the sort of what I like to do. I mean, you love to break down the plays, and I just sort of kind of put all the numbers and all the stats and all the data I can find in there. And yeah, that just jumped out at me because I mean, basically, SEC StatCat, we've talked about him a bunch. Please follow him. Please join his Patreon. But I mean, like, you get so much information on every SEC play that's out there. And yeah, I mean, exactly. I just sorted it all. And yeah, I mean, his list on the page was like this. You know, he can run everything. And he's, you know, and battling back from injury. I mean, the kid's a baller, and there's no doubt.
Yeah. Also, he like has those crazy one-handed catch videos from the practice facility every summer. So keep an eye out for those.
Yeah. Maybe he's the guy that replaces Pickens and gets contested back, you know, catches, because that's what, you know, Pickens was one of those guys that can go up and get a ball and win it one-on-one, and maybe Marcus can be that guy for us.
Yeah, I was talking to Bud Elliott about him one time, and he said that Rosemy has like some of the biggest hands he's ever seen in his entire life. Like, he shook his hand when he was at like a recruiting camp, and that like the dude has just absurd hands. So all the more reason to think he would be good in traffic catching the ball.
Speaking of catching the ball, we got Milton here.
Yeah, so Nolan Smith gets caught out of position pretty bad on this one. Whoops. But like, dude, again, Chris Smith is not a small guy. We've seen him be really, really good in run support against some great backs in the SEC, and, you know, against Clemson last year and all of that. And it's like Milton just shrugs him off right there in a way that is, I think, don't know, like it's just like Milton looks like he's like a, you know, like a pro player playing with a bunch of high schoolers or something.
I think they're going to see that. I think they're going to see that play in the meeting rooms. I think. I'm
sure they will. Yeah, and I mean, like,
but I mean, he didn't want to lay him out either. I mean, it's a scrimmage. So
it's a scrimmage, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he probably gets a better lick on him than that in a game, but nonetheless, it's the wheel route.
Yeah.
It's fun to have the wheel route work both ways. I got to say, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of was more like a halfback seam. I don't feel like he, you know, came out as far towards the sideline, but still, yeah, it's nice to see Georgia throw it into the halfbacks.
Yeah, he did cut inside on. It wasn't actually on the outside, but you know, my man Scott Howard called a wheel route. I'm going to go with it and get some Twitter.
Oh, nice. Right? All right, there you go.
Twitter interaction. 65. Is that right? Is that where we are?
Yep. Yeah, so Nolan Smith, you know, last rep he had, he gives up the touchdown, and then right here, he comes back next drive. Nice determined speed rush off the edge there against Warren McClendon. That's first teamer on first teamer, and gets the sack. So, you know, Nolan Smith doing Nolan Smith things, basically.
I'm going to try to rewind that, but we're just going to skip to 67, which is the best throw of the day, maybe, from Bennett.
Yeah, I think it's one of them. I mean, that's a really nice ball to Kyrus, and Kyrus just really from this point in the game onward kind of took over for some spots and really looked like himself again. So it was exciting to see.
We're going to skip 69, which is Tate Rouge's number, as we found out today. Nice tweet.
Yep. Thanks. Yeah, you retweeted it too, which was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Get that check. Yeah. Get that check, buddy. Get that blue check.
So yeah, here we go. Rosemy again. I think he's going to be a big weapon this year. The precision in the route running is what I want everyone to pay attention to. We don't get to see the full route here because we don't have all 22, but just he's able to work in those tight spaces in a way that a lot of receivers aren't. And the way he's kind of, you know, just that tight formation, working up the hash, coming in like that, like it's a, you know, against Ringo too. I thought it was an impressive rep from him.
All right, so we don't have the all 22, but we do have some friends that were in the stadium. Senator Blutarski, Mike, you know, you were watching this play. Tony, come in. It's play 70. Let's break it down on Twitter and tell us, you know, because Graham saw it even in the broadcast, which is not a great way to get that route. But I'm sure that some from Section 135, Senator Blucharski's got something to say about that.
Nice.
71.
Yeah, let us know, Michael. Yeah, 71. So good coverage by William Poole on 80 Mitchell here, and just a nice job. I don't know, not a ton to say about it. Just good coverage. Not a great throw, but I don't think it's a.
It was.
I don't know. There wasn't going to be a touchdown there, even if it was a perfect throw.
Well, actually, Howard asked about that play and asked Zaire, was that ball thrown in the right spot? And he said, should you go higher with that, height advantage? And he said, no, he's got such a big body that you do want to do the back shoulder because he can block him off on that play. So, Zaire thought it was the right throw, just not accurate, So, it was not that he needed to throw a jump ball, like, 50-50 ball. It's like, you just can't get that ball high. You got to get it in towards his number so he can use his body and catch that ball. So that's what Zaire had to say. Z-Man.
I disagree. Moving on.
Well, I think you guys are both on the right. You said it was not a good ball. That's all. That's why I was jumping on that. So.
I'm just playing with you, man. It's all good. All right, yeah. So Eric Gilbert is at 270 or 280 right now, whatever he weighs. And here he is getting inside of DBs in press coverage. The SEC is about to get torched by this dude. He's going to play
again.
Well, he didn't only play like 3 games at LSU. He's going to play like 13 to 15 games at Georgia and be a first-round draft pick. That's what's going to happen.
We need to go. I'm going to go back and confirm, but I think he had like 50 targets, dude. It was like he was damn good as freshman. As a true freshman.
No, he was really good, but
yeah, and he's ours. Go Dogs. Do you think you want to jump in before you get on 73?
No, go ahead. So yeah, bad throw by Stetson. But let's all appreciate Todd Monken being very intentional about feeding Eric Gilbert in the red zone.
Yeah,
because that's what happened here. This was the, basically like that segment of the game.
It was something. It was fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, so he played 5 games at LSU.
Okay.
Yeah, 35 catches. But yeah, he probably did have 50 targets. So it's like 10 a game. So lazy. The initial reaction on this is going to be as a lazy throw. But really what happened is everyone on the offensive line screwed up. Nobody moves at the snap. And the entire, defensive front just like rolls into the backfield. It's basically a busted play. I wouldn't take it into consideration of like, giving Stetson a minus when grading this out, just because it's, it probably should have been either offsides or a false start penalty, but it wasn't. It wasn't called.
All right, I have 77 next. Okay, yeah, second half. That's right. That was the end of the first half, and we're in the second half now.
Yeah. So Kyrus again, like Kyrus Jackson is back, right? And just what I was really impressed with today was seeing him work over the middle again, which we know he's been good at, but what he was doing after the catch. He looked a little bit quicker than I think we've seen him ever before, and just a little bit more physical. There's like a little bit heavier in a good way. So UGA strength and conditioning, once again, doing its job. Here we got our guy, Tresman Marshall again.
No, I believe he's your guy. I believe he's your guy.
My guy, Tresman Marshall again, back in the right spot. He had his hands on at least 3 balls today. Like, that's another throw that is maybe not one, maybe one you'd rather see check down or going somewhere else. So here you're gonna watch on this play, bottom of the line. You've got Nolan Smith on Broderick Jones, good on good, and you see Nolan get the sack here. Good bend by him, just good balance, basically being able to to get around Jones. It's hard to get a speed rush on Broderick Jones. He's so athletic and quick. So impressive job there by Smith.
Yeah, it was all athleticism right there to get around him.
Yeah. So 81. I want everyone to see three things on this play. So the first is going to be the seal by Eric Gilbert. He's at the top of the line of scrimmage, lined up right
hand on the ground.
Yeah, hand in the dirt, top of the line of scrimmage, right to the right of Warren McClendon. And you're going to see him get a seal on Chaz Chambliss. It's going to open this up initially. The second thing I want you to see is Kyrus Jackson coming from the slot at the top. He's going to come in full speed and take out Christopher Smith with a block. And the third you're going to watch is McConkey, who is the very top wide receiver on your screen. And he's going to come down and get a really nice block on Keely Ringo. We did not see this type of precision with blocking from UGA's skill guys until late in the year last season. And it was a really big problem in the Clemson game that, kind of kept that offense from having too many explosive plays in that opening game.
Who's Ladd on there, by the way, because he takes them all the way down.
So Ringo is I think he's on. I can't tell.
Yeah, we'll find out. That was nice.
But either way, yeah. I mean, what I want to do though is Brian McClendon deserves a shout out for those guys being where they are, and some of that is a product of being vets, right? But those guys being where they are with their blocking assignments and their awareness and just how seriously and committed they are to it at this point in the year bodes really, really well for Georgia come September. So 82, you're going to see Zion Logue working on Devin Willock. He's 96. This is kind of a weird play. They blew it dead, and probably a good thing because it could have been kind of violent. But Willock is 77. He's a right guard. He gets a good push at the snap, and Logue just ragdolls him off of him. Yeah, you slowed it down there, made it really cool. And then, McIntosh kind of comes into the pile, but I thought that was an impressive show of strength because Devin Willock is not a small human being. And Logue was kind of on his heels there and was able to get himself back in the play. Great job here by Christopher Smith. Coming up, clip 83. Yeah. Just a nice job by him getting over, making a clean breakup on that play. And then clip 84, you're going to want to watch Gilbert again. And where we're at with Eric Gilbert basically is hold him or give up a touchdown. And that's Nolan Smith smartly chose him to hold him there. But
oh, man.
Yeah, it was wild. And then this is the crazy, I don't know how you guard this right here. I mean, I don't have any analysis for it other than that. It's just a really silly play that he the fact that he's just able to, get out of that spot and get to the ball is wild.
Stetson, when he was not pressured, was elite. And this is you just got the only way to defend this is to get home. And if our offensive line's going to block like that, and you've got these these guys running plays, it's going to be bad news, especially in the red zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here comes the reverse. 88. Sorry, I skipped it. Here's the reverse angle.
Yeah, it's just wild to see it.
'94 is next.
Yeah, so now Carson Beck moves over to the black team and starts taking reps against the first team D. So good blitz by Tresman Marshall right here. Coming around, if you can replay that a little bit. He's your inside linebacker. He's your right inside linebacker. So in between the hashes there, number 15. But times his blitz well, comes up in there, Ingram Dawkins is also shooting up in there. Milton does a nice job blocking Ingram Dawkins on that play, but Marshall's able to get around Jones. So it's interesting to see. And then this was another really nice throw. Carson had some nice throws today, which we're going to go back and look at all of them. But great zip on the ball there. Adjust the throw, adjust that arm slot like we were talking about earlier. And Kyrus again with a really nice play after the catch. Just impressive how hard he was to bring down today. Feels like he's going to break something big after the catch next season. And so one thing that Carson struggled with a little bit, the only thing I can really critique him on today that I thought wasn't very, very high level was he had weird timing with some throws to the flat. And that's on this drive right there. This was a third down play. He had another missed kind of throw to the flat on second down, and it stalled that drive out against the first team defense, which it was interesting watching him against the first team D. I wish we had gotten to see more of that, but yeah, just like that's
it should be a completion.
Well, it should be a completion, but it's just like there's something going on with his footwork there, and we're going to show some more of him from earlier in the game when he was on the red team. When we go through the red team plays here in a second, but yeah, that's really like my big note for Carson Beck today is if he can complete those throws to the flat, I don't know what else you can really ask of him.
Jumping ahead to 116.
Yep. So you got Nolan Smith here, number 4 in your program, number 1 in your heart, coming off that left edge, does a really nice job shooting inside and making that play in the backfield on the running back. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's getting inside of Gilbert there. And I'm not sure if it's Gilbert or McClendon. I'm pretty sure it's Gilbert who kind of misses the assignment on that one. Maybe it was McClendon. I know it was one of them. But, yeah, one of them blocked the wrong guy. So bad miscommunication there by your first team. OL.
117.
Yep, we got Marshall again. If you go back, now that you know where he's going on the screenplay and watch him right at the snap, just watch number 15, the inside linebacker. And as soon as he sees McConkey curl back, he's like this, like he's there. And just that's one thing that I thought about him today. Not only is he a great athlete, but he just plays really, really fast. And he knows, what the concepts are, and he understands football. You can tell he's a guy that just kind of, not to be like generic, like Chris Berman on the NFL draft in like 1998, but the kid has a real nose for the ball, as they say.
Yeah. And 77's gotten upfield and, trying to set this up and block it, and he just blasts right past him.
Yeah. Just
yeah.
118. Yep. So if you watch your D tackles here, you've got Ingram Dawkins 93, Carter. Ingram Dawkins is going to stunt behind Carter and just follow Carter's rush upfield at the snap. And then you've also got Chaz Chambliss coming off that top edge as well. All three of them are getting in there, disrupting the pocket. Ingram Dawkins is the one that kind of ends up getting closest into Beck, but just good team pass rush there. You've got 3 guys that are, getting back there and affecting the quarterback and speeding that play up. And then 124.
I got 123.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was just another like Kenny McIntosh doing the dream shake type play. He's just so shifty in the open field. And I mean, I just don't know many guys that are going to break tackles from Jalen Carter, Jamon Davis-Johnson, and Nolan Smith all on the same play. I'm thinking he may have he might have like a 1,200, 1,400 yard all-purpose yard season next year. If Georgia chooses to use him that way, he definitely has the talent for it. And then, yeah, now we're on 124. Tresman Marshall had been really kind of like reading Stetson Bennett very well all day. He just had sort of anticipated where he was going with the ball over and over. Right here, he finally gets the pick he deserves, but it's really off a deflection. I believe it was David Daniel that made the play there, 14, and was in the right spot. But it's bad decision by Stetson again. Just kind of not. He's got to keep himself from pushing it into coverage over the middle, and that's something that I don't know. He does well with not doing, and then he'll pop up again, and he'll do well with it. It's a scrimmage.
It's a good defense. It's a
very good defense. Yeah. So then, here we've got Jalen Carter's going to bat this pass down, but it's just interesting because it's one of the few times where you see him kind of truly lay back. He really just lays back and reads what Stetson's doing. He's not trying to make a full rush upfield, and he blocked a field goal again today too. Like, just he can break a play in so many different ways.
I'm gonna slow this down here. That was a nice play. I think it was a PAT, wasn't it? That he blocked, but he got in there, made a play on special teams.
Always seems to. And then, so, late game situation, 33 seconds left. You've got your starting offense against your starting defense. That's a fun thing for us to get to watch, Those are things they rep and practice all the time. And great job by Stetson. Nice route by Gilbert. Nice work after the catch by Gilbert. And, seeing him be able to run routes like that and make plays like that in the open field as a stand-up Y tight end, kind of in that slot position. And then also, win reps as a blocker against some really, really good defensive linemen. It's pretty awesome.
Graham, I have some bad news. I don't have 137.
It's okay.
That was the play to set up the.
It was the slot fade to Kyrus Jackson. Yeah, that's fine.
136 out of 137 plays. Okay.
All right. Changing gears. Everybody catch your breath. Take a stretch. Do a little shoulder shrug.
Here comes the red team.
Here comes the red team and Carson Beck, who I thought played really, really well today. And we're in for a long off season, buddy. That's all I got to say. All right. So Arian Smith. I think if there's one guy for Georgia that you would say the injury fairy comes down and guarantees you that this person is going to stay healthy all season, no matter what, I think most Georgia fans would pick Arian Smith, and I think they would be right to do so, because if he stays healthy, he will take the top off of every defense that Georgia faces. And the way that he forces you to lay your safeties back and shade coverage towards his side, and you just have to be aware of him at all times, and it opens up a lot for everything else. So,
and here comes Dejon cleaning it up.
Yeah, I thought he was great today, man. I thought he was really, really good.
I mean, he's a 4-star running back. I mean, and I'm not going to say he's forgotten by the Georgia faithful, but I mean, he's damn good. I mean, and he would probably start on 10 of 14 teams in the SEC, in my opinion.
Oh, I think he'd start on, maybe Tank Bigsby's the only incumbent SEC back I wouldn't trade for him.
We're going to keep these moving here so people can get to their Easter dinner here. Whoops.
Easter's tomorrow, Jeff.
By the time we get this through, it might be today.
All right, so clip 18. This was really impressive by Beck. Just flicks his wrist, weird arm angle, quick processing. I just thought it was kind of one of those plays that, it was just one of those natural, it was a little Stafford-esque kind of, just like one of those things that you don't see. Just it's a little moxie not every quarterback has.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, for sure. Nice decision making. This is gonna be an RPO concept here for Carson Beck. Delp is going to do a really nice job blocking that edge rusher. Whole offensive line does a nice job getting a push, and he hits Arian Smith right there in the middle of the field. Seems like him and Arian Smith have a true kind of chemistry.
And you don't see Arian.
I heard that a little bit, but
you don't see Arian underneath running that route. You all just see him just sprinting downfield on a go, and that was a nice thing to see him cut up underneath and catch the ball.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. If he can do that consistently, it'll have
and
kind of force defense.
He had a look. He had a look in the end zone too that he didn't haul in, and he was mad at himself, which was, again, you want to see those guys challenge themselves.
For sure. So watch number 13 here. The edge rusher on the top. He's gonna really wait. What clip is this?
23.
Can we go to 21?
Yes.
Sorry. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So number 13, Michael Williams. He's going to get in there and really kind of blow this play up. And I mean, 5-star. He's out of Hardaway High School down there in Columbus, and he's going to be a special one. Just get in there and kind of clogging it all up in the middle.
Yep. All right. And what's the next? 23?
23. Yeah. So this was borderline PI, but I'm fine with the no call here. I thought so. Number 26 is a guy named Jalen. I believe Jalen is how you say his name. Jalen Kennedy. He was phenomenal today, and he's a walk-on defensive back, but he saw a lot of one-on-one against experienced scholarship wide receivers that we've seen, catch passes for Georgia in significant football games. And he was right there with them all the time. So I think he keeps this up. He'll push for a scholarship. And then again, we're going to see Carson Beck to Arian Smith. That was kind of a theme in the early going of this game, was those two hooking up. And again, as you kind of remarked before, nice to see Arian working some of those underneath routes.
Yeah, he's not a one-trick pony, and you put that on tape, and and you've got to protect that and the over the top from Arian Smith. And if he's healthy, like you said, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, good luck with that. So good job by Sherman here, MJ Sherman, number 8. He's able to kind of jump inside here and make a nice tackle on the run play. Just kind of coming off that bottom side.
Is he he's not an early enrollee, right?
No, he's been on campus he's been on the program for a couple of years.
All right. There's 30.
Yep. So good ball by Beck. Great catch by Oscar Delp. Really, really nice pop here by Ja'Cory Thomas, number 20. Saw him a lot today. He was one of those talented freshmen in the secondary that I think some of those guys are going to have to play some real snaps for Georgia this year. And I was impressed with him today. I thought he was just kind of flying around and playing quick. So clip 32, this is a really good rep by Micah Morris at left guard. He's going to stone Nazir Stackhouse, who's number 78. And then Ernest Green, the left tackle, he's going to be he's number 71. And he's going to do a nice job with Michael Williams. Ernest Green is an early enrollee. His emergence is probably somewhat related to Mims's transfer. But yeah, I thought good job by second team offensive line there. And then dude, Oscar Delp.
Yeah, looking like Brock Bowers taking it upfield.
I know. Yeah, baby Bowers. So impressive there. So 33 here, you're going to want to watch number 6 at defensive back down the bottom of the screen. That's Dalen Everett, another early enrollee. And he's going up against Denylon Morissette, also another early enrollee. That's, heralded blue chip on heralded blue chip. Morissette does a good job press coverage there. Doesn't let Everett does a good job pressing on Morissette there. Doesn't let him get to that ball. And then here's my guy, Kennedy again, sticking tight on Meeks, and Meeks gets inside leverage on him, and Kennedy closes down that window. I was like, this is an impressive play for a walk-on to make. Like, knows where he's supposed to be, gets inside. Just a really good job. And I'm sorry, that wasn't Meeks, that was Morissette, but at wide receiver. But yeah, still Kennedy doing a great job there.
Jumping ahead to 43 is what I have next.
Yep. So Carson Beck was really strong in this game in a lot of ways. We were talking earlier, these throws in the flat was where he struggled. And this quick game is a big part of what Todd Monken wants to do, right? And so I think that's something worth watching, because I think that's something that if, there's any chance of him ever trotting out to play some real significant snaps for Georgia, that's something he's going to have to hone in and fix. Warren Brinson, 97. He really, really flashed today. Like, was all over the place. This was kind of the first moment that he did it, but shoots that gap between Dylan Fairchild and Jared Wilson, a couple of the young offensive linemen. And that first step is pretty elite, man. If he does what he did today, like through fall camp, he's going to be in this DL rotation come September for sure. And so here we've got Beck. So pass rush is going to come on to him really quick. And he's got no business of being able to complete this ball, but he does. And this is just, not really able to step into this. He's kind of firing off the back foot and gets it out there. Hell of a catch by Meeks. He gets to show off the strong hands. Again, on that play was Brinson, 97, getting in there with the rush. Sherman was in there with the rush too, MJ, number 8, but really the highlight is the catch and the throw.
Yeah, he puts that right in the only spot that he could put it and have it not be caught by the defender and caught by the receiver. It was a sweet drop in there.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, and then back-to-back tight window throws from Beck down, into the boundary. The slot fade from the opposite hash is one of the hardest throws in football, and the timing on it has to be perfect. And it's just a great job by Beck. It's a veteran route by Dominic Blaylock there. That's a long throw back across the field. Shows off the arm strength and the accuracy. It's pretty high level stuff.
Yeah, he's got skills. I mean, just, I guess you and I were kind of talking off air. He played good last year in the G-Day. So
he didn't play this good though.
No, he didn't play this good. No, for sure. I mean, that was his first spring and that was his first G-Day after COVID. And he came out as, fall camp number 2. So he's going to be number 2, this year. So we'll see. But let's continue on before we start getting off track here. What play you got next?
49. Yep. So Stackhouse is 78, defensive tackle. Been in the program for a long time. He's flashed in some games that he's been in. He comes free, and him and Nyland Green both are going to have a shot at Dejan Edwards, but he's just too quick.
Yeah,
his feet are too good. Yeah, this is a fun little angle there. Yeah, you can really see Stackhouse. That's Austin Blasky. He's working on there at center and gets the best of him on that one for sure. Swim move on the inside.
58. Sorry.
Yep. So this is my guy Kennedy again. Great coverage by him. I thought they called PI on it. I don't think it was PI, honestly. I mean, he didn't get into the body until the ball got there. Whatever. Doesn't really matter, but just impressive that he's able to stay with Blaylock. And then we got Carson. So Warren Brinson is going to get in there with a nice pass rush force him out of the pocket. Something we haven't seen much from Carson Beck in our limited looks at him is him throwing on the move. Really nice, accurate throwing on the run there, hitting Oscar Delp. And good tackle by Jelon Walker there, getting him in open space like that.
Oscar Delp was in high school 3 months ago?
Yep.
Unbelievable.
I know. Better job right here by Carson throwing the ball into the flat. Kind of, similar throw to some of the ones that he missed that we've shown. But there he dumps it off. And then you're going to see Warren Brinson again here.
Oops, hang on. Got to sync here and jump down to the 61. Sorry, bud.
Here we go. 61. So, Brinson, 97, just like pulls that little spin move and twists up in there and forces that play to be a no-gainer.
Here's a not so great throw to the flat.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, this was dude, honestly, if you hit those throws to the flat, which is an easy thing to fix, or it should be at least, I wouldn't have any real critiques on him for today. Dacian Edwards, man. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Let me cue up 99.
Yeah. There we go. So Edwards, just the footwork is phenomenal. This is Brock Vandegrift in the game right here. And nice kind of job by him gathering a bad snap, turns, spins, throws the ball. He's a little wild, truthfully. BVG, extremely talented, huge arm. But there's still some things where the way he just kind of runs around with the ball sometimes feels a little chaotic. Not saying it necessarily is. It does feel that way a little bit. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts with his release and everything that's happening. But if it's effective, so what?
We didn't see him run today. I thought a couple times down on the end zone, towards the end zone, that they might have dialed.
We saw him. He had a couple runs.
Oh, that's right. The ESPN missed it too. They had a big 28-yard.
Yeah, they missed one of them, and then he had one that we saw. I think that was pretty good.
I think those were out of breakdowns. I don't know if they called them, but I thought in the red zone, I thought they might have just see if they could challenge that sort of guy that's going to be on the quarterback there. But because clearly he can move and he's a big, strong, athletic guy. And but we didn't see it. What we saw was good, but I'm sorry, I'm yapping. Where are we? 100.
Yep. No, you're good. So yeah, heralded blue chip recruit on heralded blue chip recruit. Morissette is out of bounds here at the bottom of your screen, but him and Everett going toe to toe. Nice job. Nice job by Everett using the sideline as a second defender and keeping him from making that play over him. But also a nice job by Morissette. I mean, he does make the catch, toe tap. It's close to being a completion. It's fun watching those guys go head to head. And then speaking of Everett, you're going to see him. He's at the bottom of the screen here as the defensive back, and he's going to be in coverage on Arian Smith. And we're going to see something unusual, which is that he's step for step with him. So not too many guys that can hang step for step with Arian, and he's able to do that because he's done a good job of getting his hands on him at the start of the route and staying inside of him. So impressive work by him. All right, 105. So Dominic Blaylock is back, folks. He, really, especially in the fourth quarter of this game, had a lot of nice plays, but good job here working the holes in the zone. Nice throw by Vandegrift, showing off. I mean, the zip that he's got. Beck's arm looks big next to Bennett's, and Vandegrift's arm looks big next to Beck's. I mean, he's got some real significant arm strength and can really fit the ball into some tight places.
I thought Sori was going to make some plays today, and he didn't get his number called a lot, and this is one you want to see him make.
Yeah, that's what I wrote in the notes. It's just like I know he's just gone through 1 year on campus, but heralded recruit, a guy that you may need as part of your rotation, and he's on I think Savon Clark is a walk on running back if I'm not mistaken. You want your heralded freshman linebacker from IMG Academy to make a tackle there in open space. You not able to. But and then here you're going to see Warren Brinson blow up Oscar Delp on this block as Delp motions across the formation to block him. And nice job by Sean Washington, 95. He's kind of there to force Edwards back inside on this play. You see him working out there. Or I'm sorry, not 26 is Kennedy. He's there literally forcing him back inside, but Washington's in there helping out on the play in the interior. And then, Everett shows here that he is a willing tackler and run support. It's a nice job here by him. Really kind of lays out there and is able to tackle Clark there.
Not quite the Lewis Seen missile just yet, but
not quite. But young guy, you want to see the effort from those defensive backs, though, for sure. This was a great throw, great catch. BVG showing off the arm, Blaylock with the toe tap. It's good stuff. And I think we have the reverse angle as well.
Yeah, I'm going to replay it, show it in real time, and then ESPN takes over. See if it plays it again. Nope. Here we go, 111.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really interesting seeing Vandegrift's release from behind like that. He, talking about that big arm, it's like there's just not that many guys that can be running that fast and get much of anything on a football in terms of velocity, much less any real accuracy. But I think he is much better on the move, that's kind of been the book on him, I think, going back to high school. And I think it's, at least from what we saw today, I think it's still probably the case. He looked better in the pocket than I think he did, at last year's G-Day. His release has definitely, I think, been kind of tightened and shortened up a little bit. But, it's wild seeing a guy, move like he kind of looks like old school Fran Tarkenton or something like that, sprinting out right and slinging the ball downfield. Here we've got so Stackhouse 78 is going to blow past Dylan Fairchild and make a really, really nice play in the run game. He's a guy that we've seen on the field as part of the rotation in the past, but I thought played well today and reinforced why he should be part of the rotation at defensive tackle again this year.
Jumping ahead to 119.
Yep.
Another Delp catch.
Yeah, man. It's kind of the Oscar Delp show down the stretch. Good catch. Ball's a little bit behind him from Vandegrift, but nice catch. And it was the right spot for Vandegrift to put the ball. I want to be clear on that. If he doesn't put it behind him, that ball's at risk of being picked off. So this is good choice. And maybe Delp should have kind of set that route down a little bit sooner. And then we got two freshman safeties here. Thomas, we've already talked about, number 20. Malachi Starks is number 24. Starks was, I think he was the highest rated recruit in Georgia's class this year, which is saying quite a lot. Both in the right place at the right time here, kind of, breaking up the play. If we're in an actual football game, that could have been probably a big hit by Starks. But yeah. And then 126. So fun look at the future here kind of for Georgia. Jelon Walker, number 11, inside the linebacker. He's going to get a chance to come down and play off the edge. He's off this bottom edge here, the right edge of the line. And he does an impressive job. Gets upfield, nice rush here. And then Michael Williams is also in on this play with him, number 13. So those are going to be two guys you're going to see playing a lot of snaps for Georgia over the next 3 to 4 years. So get used to those names. And then this throw from Vandergriff, this is the tantalizing thing, or I'm sorry, not the throw, but this is the run we were talking about. Like, that's the tantalizing thing with him, right? Is you can get out and move and all of a sudden turn a ball that would be thrown away by a lot of quarterbacks into a 30-yard gain. And he can follow it up with a rocket to Oscar Delp. I mean, like, that's – dude, look at the window he throws that ball into. Like, it's basically in between 4 defenders if we're going to be,
Yeah.
Like
1, 2, 3 underneath. Yeah. And one
it's,
right on the guy's back. And the one coming up from underneath.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a great catch by Delp, too,
As advertised.
All that dude does is catch footballs. It's crazy. And then Jelon Walker now on this play is on the opposite edge. So he's going to be the left side of the line here. And he's going to make this nice play, batting the ball down. But, I mean, that's a guy that has been pushing and, rotating with the first team defense at inside linebacker as an early enrollee true freshman. And then he's getting looks as an edge rusher and is, getting pressures in the backfield and batting passes down. That dude's going to be a special player for Georgia.
And
then the last clip, Nyland Green, number 1. I thought he had a decent day. There were some times that he got beat a little bit, but nice coverage by him here, and he did show off the ball skills when he intercepted the double pass from Blaylock at the beginning of the second half.
I think there's like 6 plays you didn't break down, dude.
I know. I'm sorry. We should just watch the whole game again.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, dude. And this will be on the internet forever. So if you need to go back and take receipts, that but you've been more right than wrong, my friend. So
I'll take that. Yeah, any day of the week. Well, I mean, I don't know. It is interesting. G-Day is really fun when, if you follow recruiting or you're stat oriented or scheme oriented, like there's just so much information that can be squeezed out of G-Day when it comes to, what are they running with this guy versus that guy? What packages is this player in on? How does this, just Corey Thomas was the 4-star in the group of the early, the freshmen in this class, this recruiting class. It's like you had 3 5-star secondary guys. Not all of them are on campus yet. But he may have been the most impressive today in some ways. And he was around the ball more, like it's not Malachi Stark's fault that they weren't throwing at him, right? That's probably a good thing. But it's just interesting kind of what you can learn. Because some of these guys, we might not see them play football at all next year, or that we may see him play 30 total snaps in garbage time of like some game against homecoming weekend or whatever. So it's a valuable chance to see these guys.
Not one Cash Jones play. You did not call out one Cash Jones play. He did.
He did get a couple carries.
Yeah, he got 3 touches, I think. So no, you're right. I mean, it was exciting to see, and I mean, for me, it was like get back into it. I mean, like we've talked about it. It's like, hey, we want it. Let's just relax. But no, these kids and these guys do not relax. They take this very seriously. They want to earn their ring with a bunch of snaps on the field, and we've got there's a lot of issues with any college team, now with the portal and all, and guys can move around and stuff, and you've got to put a roster together, and some of these guys, I mean, there's also roster considerations on the other side. I don't follow the roster count. I mean, the scholarship count, but I know that some of these guys are going to move on to another program, and so
for sure. Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see as the spring is now behind us, and we look forward to fall camp and the news. And as we start to break down, we're going to be digging into this game a lot. So I mean, a hell of a job, Graham. I appreciate you spending your entire Saturday watching and breaking it down for us, and that was fun.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed doing it. It's fun, always fun getting on air together, and I hope you guys enjoy this, and thank you for putting the clip numbers on there because it makes it a lot easier for all of us to communicate about it. So
that did not suck. That did not
No.
suck. And the guys at home can see when I screw up too, so they can say you were supposed to call up 29 and not 39, dude. Come on.
You guys know I'm not crazy now, right? No, I'm just kidding. Well, so before we go, what were your thoughts? I mean, like, we gotta say something about the quarterback thing.
Yeah,
we can't not.
I mean, we talked about it in our G-Day preview that I thought that Carson Beck was going to come out and get a lot of chances to throw the ball around the field. I had no inside information, none at all, none. But I just felt like he got a chance to throw it as an audition, possibly for another program. I don't follow the scholarship count, but I don't think that we can carry all these quarterbacks. Am I wrong? You're telling me
you're wrong. Yeah,
okay.
You're wrong. I mean, I don't think Carson Beck's not going anywhere. Carson Beck's going to compete for the starting job.
Okay.
In fall camp.
All right.
I mean,
so if that's the case, are all BVG, Brock, Carson, and Stetson all on the roster, and Gunner come fall?
I mean, Gunner's
just enrolled. I know.
Still a baby.
He's not going to go anywhere. But I mean, my feeling is
if one was going to leave, I think it would be Vandegrift.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's what I kind of thought during the game. I was like, Carson.
Let's be honest here. Like, Kirby Smart, he loves his players. He wants them to do well. Do you think he's going to waste valuable reps in that environment? Like, when some of these kids are getting to play in front of the biggest crowd they've ever seen so that a guy can audition for another program? Hell no.
No, I mean, I don't. I guess I that's probably me. That's a hot take-ish for sure. So, but
well, I mean, it's just I get I do think that there's a legit question of, will all three of these guys want to stay? I think though that they've I think the tough thing is that Beck. I'm gonna say it. I thought Beck played better than Bennett today. I thought Beck made better decisions. Maybe is the better way to put it. I thought Bennett's best throws were really, really great. Same with Beck, same with Vandegrift. Like, I thought they all had really good highlight moments, but I thought Beck made the least amount of poor decisions.
Well, I mean,
his snaps.
And here's the difference on that. I mean, like Kirby said it all preseason, all spring camp, that Stetson banked a bunch of reps. And when the lights were on last year and numbers were called, Bennett was the only one that
for sure.
So
yeah.
I think that factors into a decision. I don't know. I mean, like if anybody's watching an hour 13 into it, you guys can, I told you I wasn't going to talk about quarterbacks, and here I am.
I'm not sitting here saying that Beck should be the starter necessarily. I mean, like,
he's a great quarterback. He can play.
There was people saying, in spring. I mean, there was definitely practices throughout the spring where he had days that he looked better than Stetson, and Stetson had days that he looked better than Beck. The question is who has the best days, and we only get to watch one day, from of all the practices that take place from, March through August, we see one out of 60 or 70, and God knows how many throwing sessions and 7-on-7 and all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's not necessarily indicative of anything at all, but I was somebody that like last year, I was firmly like, I don't think Carson Beck is ready quite like looks like that dude. I thought today he looked more like a Power 5 starting quarterback. I don't think that that might not be at Georgia ultimately, but like he's got skills. He's got a big arm, and what I was impressed with was just the processing ability. He got through his reads really, really well, and he made the right decisions. He's always going to be a favorite in my heart just because he committed to Florida just to get an offer from Georgia, and I just love that energy so much. I mean, true. Also, I think that, like, I don't know, he's kind of stuck it out, right? Like, everyone assumed he was going to leave after last season, and that clearly didn't happen. So it's worth watching and monitoring and seeing how
I know, and we get 4 months to talk about it.
Oh, God knows people are going to talk about it,
yeah,
whether you like it or not, unfortunately. So,
well, Graham,
yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I gotta go. We gotta wrap this up.
No worries.
We're gonna do this again soon. We got 137. The 137th play will be broken down. I left it off tonight for Graham, but we will break it down. Number 137, Kyrus Jackson. We'll come back for it. So, dude, it was awesome. Thank you so much. I enjoy and learn and enjoy watching you break the stuff down. So,
thanks for pulling all the clips and keeping us organized and getting us through this thing. And yeah, always fun, man. We'll do it again soon.
He's Dog Out West on Twitter. I am Dog_stats. We are going to be working through the spring and summer and doing some fun things, and we'd love to hear from you. Please follow us on YouTube and like and subscribe to us on all the podcast places that you get, and let us know what you want us to do, because we're looking for feedback. We want interaction, and we appreciate all the comments. And take us home, Graham.
This has been Dog Sports Live. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys soon.
Go Dogs.